Hey, this one was Allie's fault. I promise you. She wouldn't quit talking. I promise. What is going on, All Terrain Nation? This is your host, David Boyd, alongside Miss Kelly Boyd, and this is NPR version of What is Going On, You Mad People?
Oh my god!
Will you hit him?
Let me two-wheel drive, Kelly.
Four-wheel drive.
Allie, does it really matter what you drive?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You have to drive a Ford.
This is your Ford Talk Live presented by who, Kelly?
Nobody at this time.
Damn it. Well, maybe one day we'll have a sponsor again. But anyways, what is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having an amazing, I do mean that, amazing
Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday. I thank you, Kelly, because I
know you were gonna.
I was about to say Monday night, but this is Ford Talk Live. We got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. We got Miss Allie is still worn torn from Texas. She's worn torn from the possible tornadoes that's around her. We're actually worn torn because, well, we have possible tornadoes around us. So yeah, it's a typical Ford night here in Middle Tennessee,
day in the life,
in Michigan. So, ladies, how's your? I would say Monday, but once again, it's Tuesday. How's everything going?
For me, it feels like Thursday already because I feel like I've used my Thursday amount of brain cells in the last 2 days.
You allot yourself a certain amount of brain cells?
I just feel like that's probably an average of what I use, and I've used Thursdays by now.
Okay, well, there you go. I know,
and I'm not done yet.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying, and I'm not done with the week yet. I probably have another Thursday's worth of brain cells to use before Friday. So.
Yeah, I was kicking ass.
And that means Monday through Thursday brain cells, not just Thursday's brain cells.
They had to find more stuff for me to do at work today. I was kicking ass. I was in the groove. Allie, how's well, I did something, so that was a bonus. Allie, how is Michigan there? Hail.
It was
weather?
Yep, we have a chance for, well, it was 2 inches, like a 2-inch hail. Now it's like a chance for 1-inch hail. And possibly
size doesn't matter, but I don't want any hail.
I was waiting for it.
No.
I was waiting for
what? When 2-inch hail would be like golf ball size hail, man. You don't want that at you.
That's not at all what you were going with.
That is not. I did not. Ladies and gentlemen, she's got a.
Sorry, Allie. Tag your
If y'all meet us in Supercell, which we're going to talk about tonight, I apologize for Kelly. I'm pre-apologizing. Anyways, back to Hill Central.
Oh my god. Yeah, chance for tornado. It was 72 degrees today. I did have the top off my Bronco.
You did?
I did.
We haven't had ours off. Well, no, that was
except for snow day.
Was that? Yeah, that was this year.
Yeah, you guys should look at my Instagram story because Maya was living her best life with the top off.
Nice.
It was very cool. It was very cute. She's adorable.
That's awesome.
Well,
but I am still recovering from Texas, so.
Yeah, you're recovering from Texas. I'm recovering from a sinus infection. Our daughter now has a sinus infection. We went to the doctor today for it because she's been out of school for the last 2 days. And then Dave's starting to feel a little funky. You just can't tell it right now because he's on ATN Live high, I guess.
Sure.
There you go. So, yeah, sure. It was like Texas was so fun. I flew in. So we did not think about, oh yeah, Texas. So fun.
She just got quiet. It's like,
stop.
Stop.
It's not Texas anymore.
Oh, sorry.
No.
Oh, I was trying to show Maya.
Sorry. Jeez. My bad.
Supercell.
Oh yeah, we got the countdown clock. We'll bring out here. Just look at her loving it. Does she really like cold water?
Yeah, she loves that river. I take her to that river every year now.
Oh, nice. And that water is probably pretty cool, I imagine.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's the first F-bomb of the show.
Well, we didn't see that. We did not see that. I'm just.
Oh, there it is. That's what she was talking
I
about.
know. Let's pull it back up. The F-bomb's gone.
Yeah, she got chicken nuggets today. We drove with the roof off today. What?
Living her best life.
Yeah, nose in the air, sniffing around a bit. Well, and
I have new stickers coming.
You have a poll on your. Oh yeah, you have a poll on your thing of you guys need to go over to Allie's Instagram and vote on which sticker. I like number. I'm a classic guy. I like the original.
I know.
I like number 2.
I know. I mean, I'll end up getting all of them most likely because I'm indecisive. But I just like the new designs. But yeah, no, Texas. So when I booked my flight, according to my med schedule.
Yeah.
So the only flight I could take was the afternoon flight. Well, we touched down at 4. We were in rush hour.
Oh, yep.
We did not think about that at all when we booked that. So it took us 2 hours to get to Offroadeo. We didn't even check into our condo. And we went and saw Mike and Amy. I had to track down a package that was sent from Ford. And yeah, it was a whirlwind from there. Then we had dinner, so we didn't get back till 10 or 11. Then we were there at 7:30 the next morning.
Oops.
And then we went till 8:30 or 9 because we met up with Broncos of Texas, which was super cool. And then went to bed at 11 because when you have 4 girls hanging out in a condo, we were all chatting. And if Laura's in this chat, we had some very interesting conversations.
Which Laura though?
Laura V. Not Bronco Nation Laura.
Alcione.
But
Gioni.
It was super fun. It was a good time. I think everybody had a good time. If they didn't, I'm sorry, but I don't know how you couldn't.
Well,
but I think everyone left with a smile. So
before we get too deep in that, we got to do this one. We got to save your story, Allie. Because I've got some questions about this because me and Bronco are the off-roadeos. I'm not always a fan.
I have a few things.
So Steve P kicking us off tonight. Let's get it started with 2969. Thank you for that super chat.
Let's get it started.
You're gonna get us demonetized.
No, not with my voice.
Oh God.
Randy Shank saying I vote to get my Raptor before 2025.
Hey, that's optimistic. So that's good.
Vern K in the house. Jack Evans in the house says I know my new wild track, or I got my new wild track on Sunday. I'm bringing that. So very cool. Super excited for you. Erich Jefferson is in the house. Let's see.
Eric's built his Raptor should be built.
So Vern K brings up an interesting. It was one of our close dealers has a Ranger Raptor on the lot. Apparently their website says so. So you will see those for one of 2 ways. If the dealer wants to get clickbaity and be like, hey, we're going to have one on its way, or 2, if there is a VIN that's in process.
Well, I know with Allie, ours popped up on our Mustang popped up on their website. And it's just a program that once a VIN pops, it just automatically allocates it to the website, right?
Yeah, I always tell people if they're doing that, go to the dealer and see if it's on the lot.
Yeah. So actually, and that's what
it's not going to be on the lot.
And Vern, I've seen a few people that on Facebook and otherwise in some of these Raptor groups that are like, oh my God, they've got one. I'm going to go look at it. I might bring it home. And I'm like, you do that, guys. There's no okay to buy for the dealers right now. No. Press trips are in the middle of this coming month.
Speaking of, didn't you get some feedback from some folks saying that I've never heard of such a thing as an okay to buy, and I've never heard of these press trips?
Occasionally people will go, where do you get your information from? And I'm like, well, I'm an auto journalist. I'm not giving you my sources. Here, let me go knock on Ford's door, and here, let's go their offices. No, like occasionally I can say things and sometimes I can't, but no, if you look, this is an easy one. If you look how the last couple launches they've done, Mustang, exactly. This is the playbook that Ford does. They build them. Everybody gets excited because they get production dates and, oh, I'm going to be the first. I'm going to build what day one build and all this. And then 2 months later, they're like, where's my vehicle? And Allie knows this. She lives near the plants. They're just sitting in a lot somewhere. And when they're ready to ship them, they will ship them.
When Ford gets the clear or gives the clear, then they'll go out. But anyway.
And they're not going to ship them till after press trips. They don't want these vehicles. They want the press to have equal opportunity to give our opinions. And there'll be an embargo date, which I bet on these. I bet it's quick. I bet it's maybe like a week, and then the embargo's up.
Well, the Ranger Raptor school was very quick too. Like that was very quick.
So I look to the end of March, sometime early April, maybe you start seeing them shipping. But past that, I know Allie doesn't. I don't think you have any kind of knowledge. I mean, when they do it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have someone I'm in contact with. And he's going to tell me when that is, but
nothing yet.
No.
Well, according to YouTube standards, you have to give their name, address, phone number, and put it in the comments.
So validate.
Here's their blood type.
Right. Or nobody believes you.
Right. Yeah. Michael Nice in the house says, if he does, I'm assuming they had a whole nother conversation, but I had to call this out because it says, I'd pay for photo of Kelly in the driver's seat and Dave in the back seat.
The poll. So
that's
what it is. So what does the poll say, Kelly?
So the poll says, will we see the Ranger Raptor before or after Supercell? And the options are before or after. And Andy Ackerman did say, why is there never a never option on the polls for you? So
because eventually I will see it. It could be 2 years from now, but eventually I will see the thing.
But Michael Nice says, I'd pay for a photo of Kelly in the driver's seat and Dave in the back seat.
Well, we'll have that booth. If it happens to be here before Supercell, we'll set the truck up in a booth. And if you can, for $5, you get a picture with Kelly in the driver's seat.
And you in the back seat?
Yeah. It's about monetization.
Oh, is that what it's about?
And then for $20, you can get a picture with Allie and Maya.
There you go.
See, we're going to turn this thing around. We're going to make some money.
Erich Jefferson in the house this evening. Steve P dropping that super chat and then saying he had to go.
I know.
And going to catch up tomorrow. So thank you for joining and giving us that and saying, hey, we appreciate it. Gene 1969, Unbridled Bronco in the house. Nelazar in the house saying hype to see the ATN family. Bud Guy 8829. Michael Cooper checking in. Bronco 78 Adventures, which we are super sad that you won't be making it, but we understand. Yeah. Broken Lizard 03. Jessica says, feeling good Tuesday. Good to see you, Jessica. It's been a minute. Kevin Hawthorne checking in from Lakeland, Florida. Jack Evans says, yes, Offroadeo was beyond any expectations I had, and Texas rocks. 100% agree. Big fan of Texas. You've heard us say it before. If you haven't, we're going to tell you again. Texas or Utah would be our next moves if the stars aligned for us to be able to do that.
I do have a video of someone saying that they did Moab and Texas was way better.
I bet it was because it was private land for one that they were able to play on. So there weren't as many restrictions as.
And we'll chat about that in a minute.
Our Raptor 24 checking in this evening. Hello. Welcome
Who is
in.
Anxiously awaiting.
Yes, very much.
His Ranger Raptor.
And here's that Andy Ackerman. Thank you for the super chat, sir. We appreciate you. And I'd like to know why why never isn't an option on the poll.
We'll work on that, Andy. We'll work on that for you, sir.
Bryce Gardner checking in saying, hi, Dave, Kelly, and Allie. And our Raptor, thank you also for that super chat saying, get well, guys. We appreciate it. We're Sid and I are on the mend. Dave's hopefully not going too far down that rabbit hole.
Whiskey will fix everything, right?
Not sure.
Especially saying, what is this cup I'm drinking from?
That's our daughter's Christmas mug from a couple years ago. It's a cupcake.
Okay, I was trying to figure out what that was. So that cupcake and a whiskey will fix anything.
Kind of looks like a donut thing.
Yeah, it kind of does look like a little donut.
And before we get wrapping in it,
ladies and gentlemen, the countdown is now.
We are under 50 days now. 49 days, 2 hours, 36 minutes, and 25 seconds before we will be at Supercell.
You know, normally that I love the I set the clock up every year for this, and I'm excited by that clock. But this year it's a little different because I got a lot of I got a lot of crap to do to your Bronco. Like I got to get the lift under it, and I did work on it this weekend, which we'll post a picture up here in a minute of what I did do to it. But we've got some parts we got to get on that thing, Kelly.
Dang, our Raptor 24 says keep her out of the Ranger, Dave.
Ow.
Jeez.
That's right. That's right.
Jeez.
But let's
and Walt, we'll talk about Supercell and what it is. I've got you pinned, so we'll talk about it.
I can.
What is Supercell? Only the best national holiday.
Should be. Where did
Tyler the Gamer says I'm a new viewer on the channel, so welcome me in. Been watching your videos for a while now and have been subscribed. Welcome in. We're glad to have you on live.
So,
and Valley Dude 5000 checking in there too. Hold on, one more.
No, you're good.
Blue Mustang 357, the Bronco Blurred, says it was great meeting Allie in the Michigan Bronco group this past weekend. And if I missed you, it was not intentional. So welcome in.
So Mark King, I was texting Mark King this weekend, Kelly, and while Allie and them were having fun traveling, which is always a lot of fun, can be stressful, but a lot of fun to travel, go new places. I was texting Mark King and they were kind of giving me some shit about, like, I was like, man, I need to get out and start working on the Bronco, but it's just been kind of chilly. And my normal day job
was not intentional, Jordan Parker. I did not see
Jordan Parker.
And
JP's in the house.
Anyway, sorry.
So I'm outside a lot.
Yeah.
And the last thing sometimes on the weekends I want to do, especially if it's just a hair chilly, you know, and here in Middle Tennessee, we'll get a hint of like right this week it's been 70 so far. So we've been like, ooh, quickly my skin gets like, heck yeah.
And it'll be deceiving. You look out the window and go, man, it's going to be a gorgeous day. And you step outside and it's 30 and you're like, no, thank you.
Yeah. It's 71 day, 30 next. So the idea of me wanting to, till it warms up permanently, get out and work on a vehicle is like slim to none.
Mm-hmm.
So Mark King was giving me some shit about this. He was like, look, you know, you need to get out there. And Jess was giving me crap about this of you need to get out there and get working on this thing. Mark's like, do I need to come down there? And I was like, no, because if Mark was down here, the damn truck would be lifted.
Everything
I would turn
done.
around for a screwdriver and somehow he would have it lifted. All this electronic stuff hooked up we need to do. When I turn my back, I'd be like, what happened? And
never get a video out of it.
Yeah.
Because Mark is just like, I see a task. I have to finish it. We'll chalk it up to his military.
Yeah.
Experience.
But so I did actually, we did get some stuff done. I put the new grill. I don't know if Allie's even noticed. I put the new Raptor grill on the.
Yes,
on the
I think I saw a post while I was gone.
And I'm not trying to pretend to be a Raptor, but
he did it all himself too.
Yeah, I was a big boy.
You were a big boy.
But we're not trying to pretend to be a Raptor. We're just changing it up a little bit. And I like the blacked out grill. I know Kelly's a fan of you. You like the old previous grill, but we're like, I've
got something to say about when you're done.
Okay. And that's something cool about the Bronco and the way they designed the Bronco was you can change little things like, you know, the Nissan Xterra we had, you're not putting anything else on that truck. Even Jeep Wranglers. I mean, I know you can get those ugly grumpier grills or whatever they put on them, but but not from the factory.
Right.
So the idea that this was pretty much plug and play, I think within 15 minutes, I was done really.
I was shocked how quickly you did it.
Yeah, I was too, because it was chilly out. So I was like trying to Charlie hustle out there. But next for the Bronco, we're gonna have to get the front bumper off. Our lifestyle off-road rear bumper and skids came in, so those are going off to the powder coat, and we're gonna do the front bumper again at the same time, so they just completely match. Powder should match, and I think we're gonna do a little bit more of a gloss bumper on it.
Excuse me, what?
Like the Rock sliders are, just that thicker. It's a thicker, better. It's a better powder.
I didn't sign up for Sheen.
Well, no Tiger Blood for you, no Charlie Sheen.
That's not the Sheen I'm talking about.
Jesus, I'm about to get killed on live television. But we'll figure that out. But so that's kind of where we are with this. What was your deal?
So what I was going to say is two things. Our daughter, we walked out with her yesterday, and Dave says, "Do you see anything different about the Bronco?" And she's like, "It's taller." He's like, "No, it's not taller." He's like, it's taller. And we're like, no. And I was like, it does kind of look taller. Like, oddly enough, I don't know how it makes it kind of look taller. Thanks for joining, Tyler.
Yep.
Not that there's any reason it should look taller, but twofold of that. I walked out, I think it was today. It was either today or yesterday. And I was like, huh, I really like the black on there. I'm still, the Ford is growing on me. The Ford is still growing on me.
You know why this is crazy, Allie? Because when we got this thing, I like the Wild Track is the same grill as the Badlands. It's just glossy black, and especially with red, that glossy black would go very well with the red color. And she's like, "Oh, we're not changing this, blah blah blah. I don't want that. I like the gray of the Badlands, blah blah."
Man, is that what I sound like?
Some days
it's better than this, I guess. So anyway, you heard it here first because I have not told you that yet.
This.
So,
but I think with the Oracle lights on there and everything, it's kind of its own look. Had we but if we went with the kind of Raptor colored, the orange colored, running lights and all that, that's not for us. I know some people like it. I think Jody's got the Raptor style lights on his, but I think it's changed it up enough, and it's kind of more of an aggressive personality, I think.
Yeah, and he hasn't hooked up the lights yet on that.
The three lights. I don't know about that. Allie, would you hook up the Raptor, the middle 3 lights, or would you not?
Thank you. Me too.
I just don't want people thinking like, oh, they're just pretending. We're not.
I really think that anyway. I'm just kidding.
Who really cares? Yeah, people are gonna think it.
If you're a Bronco, just do it. I like those lights, but
I like them too.
Yeah, I'm big. I just like the middle lights, how that's kind of old school look to it. But the grill's on. Unfortunately, I got to pull this bumper off, which hopefully shouldn't be. I've got an engine puller, so it should come off pretty easy. But it's literally I got to take the winch off and all this crap. And
you have 49 days, right?
I know.
Yeah, I just got the details of the powder coater we were going to use. So
yes. So she did. She texted back.
Yes.
Good.
She gave me his number.
All right.
So you just need to do it.
So I just have to do that. Anyway, so that's our Bronco update.
Hey, YouTube Car Spotters guys, welcome in.
Yeah, welcome in. There was a question I wanted to get to it before we forgot about it. Tyler left, didn't he?
He did.
Gamer. But we'll go ahead in case he goes and watches this back. What do you guys think about the new Ford F-150 Lightning electric truck for the 2024 model year? Options and prices. I think it's not worth the price that you pay personally. I don't think the tech's there for it. It's not ready yet. There's 2 battery options, Allie? 225 miles or like 250 or something like that?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's enough. I think in cold weather, I think Johnny's Car Care, they had some issues up in Canada, where the cold on the battery was kind of like killing range and just causing issues. I think eventually EV will get there, but for trucks, I'm not into it just yet. I think the power boost is the way to go. If you want an F-150, you get the hybrid, you get a lot of cool features that you can do from that battery pack. It has all the plugs in back, right? Like, I don't know if it's 240, but I know you can do like 115 in the back. There's a few things if you want to use it as a work truck. That's the way for me. I'm a big fan of hybrids, but not really EVs for trucks. So hopefully Tyler listens back on that.
It has some more development to be done.
Oh, and also I got to say, probably nobody's noticed, but I changed the color of the background a little bit because I was told that it was a little too bright. And
the blue?
Yeah, it was just a little because I was trying to use
here.
on the screen here.
I thought you meant like behind you. I'm like, you painted?
Right?
No, on the screen.
Not again.
I guess some people watch on TVs and that bright blue is just
just a little too bright.
Yeah, made it hard to see us, I guess.
So this is perfect. We'll talk about Supercell. So
Allie's over there. I just want to talk about Texas. Come on.
I know you do. You want
to talk about both.
Yeah.
And when is Supercell?
April
49 days. So Supercell is the biggest Bronco gathering. Is it in the country?
That you just hang out with your friends. In the middle of nowhere.
Probably in the country, I'd say. Yeah. So anywhere from Gen 1 all the way up to Gen 6s, you'll see.
Occasionally Gen 2s like Craig.
Yeah.
That rare
Gen 1 to Gen 6.
I was trying to give Craig a little love. Because Gen 2's was like 2 years or something, and that's it.
Yeah.
But it is 49 days, which is around April 18th ish, give or take a day, because I can't remember the exact dates off the top of my head. But if you go to broncodrivermagazine.com, I guess it's Bronco Driver, my bad. So broncodriver.com, that's actually where you'll find more information about it and to register and all that fun stuff, to go ahead and get in. So yes, so like Jordan Parker mentioned, there are 2 different reservations there. There is because it's gotten so big with the Gen 6s, there is an earlier.
They're having like a weekend, the weekend
Yeah.
Yeah,
before.
they're doing the
So, like,
weekend before.
Yep. So the weekend before, but you are welcome if you have a Gen 6 or Gen 1 or Gen whatever, you are welcome to go to either one of them, is my understanding.
Mhm.
But the big one where a lot of people are going to be, at least from, historically, they probably booked this time ahead of time. I know a lot of earlier gens are still attending the Super Celebration registration, not the old Bronco throwback registration. You can go to both if you have the time. As you can see on your screen, you do have 3 options for registration.
That's a little weird that they're doing it the weekend before, because people don't always have like the week and a half to kind of hang,
Right.
like your biggest crowd's coming on. I think the old guys just needed a little special time, which I seem like they could have done that Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday through do that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk to Tom about that at some point, because I'm curious.
Go ahead, Allie. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, no, it's I think they announced it a little too late, because like people book this so far in advance.
Oh, 100%.
You have to.
Because like it's such a small town. Like they're like, not to discourage like people from going. Like there's other places to stay, but the closer that you want to get to the event, you have to book like 8 months in advance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think I booked my cabin in August.
Pigeon Forge is like 18 miles away, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And it's the prettiest drive. If you stay in Pigeon Forge,
You're cutting
Mhm.
Allie off.
oh, I'm sorry. I'll go ahead.
No, I mean, if you want to stay in Townsend, it's literally you book 8 months in advance.
I know we booked probably that far.
Last fall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
wanna
past
say
fall.
I booked after all my stuff with Maya. So maybe September? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I think you booked before us, because we were talking between, because we're staying with we've got a cabin with Alan and Mark King and Unbridled Bronco.
Alan with Diabolical.
Yeah, Alan with Diabolical and
who we'll have probably on the before, because he may have some show deals or
for
something.
Sure. But yeah, so we booked a cabin all together during that time, and
Yeah.
we had some slim pickings even when we booked, and I know we booked probably October.
Yeah, but it's a fun time. It's run by a family too, which is nice. It's not some entity trying to just, this is what they do, Bronco Driver Magazine, and then they put these events on. This is what the family does, and they have up to 4 now, I think, across the country. There's this one, Wisconsin, Las Vegas, and Colorado, if I remember right. Is it Las Vegas or is it
Wait, what's the question?
It's Arizona, maybe.
What's the question?
The new
Nevada?
fourth one.
Oh, I think it's Nevada, but I don't know.
I don't
for
think
sure.
it's near. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So Nevada, okay. Yeah, so Tennessee, Colorado, Wisconsin, and Nevada. So if you don't feel like you have to drive across country,
yeah,
and
if you
each
live in
one
one of those
seems to
areas.
offer their own little flair. Tennessee is very, very much I won't say show and shine, but there's definitely a lot of them that come hang out, and it's a great time. You see people we get to meet people. It's just a fun time to get to talk, and there's some rides and stuff. I don't know if Bronco Nation's doing any rides or anything, but there's all kinds of events going on with this. And the biggest thing I get, and I'm curious what you guys think, is which day, if you could only go one day, which day would you go? Because I get this quite a bit in
probably Friday
videos.
I was gonna say Friday, maybe. Depends on the drives, though.
Since we don't do the drives, I would say Friday.
Yeah.
Just because because the vendors are all rolled in there. And I would say that Friday is probably the busiest from that perspective, because Saturday is really kind of morning, and then it's raffle, and then it's shut down.
Yeah.
So I would say Friday for me.
Yeah, I think so too, because Saturday they start slowing down. Depending
upon weather too.
Whether they can start some of the vendors, because some of these guys I know, Wild Horses, they come from California.
Yeah,
like they have a rig they bring out. I think Tom's Off-Road, they're from out west too, if I remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
see, Unbridled Bronco again, Team Kelly. Of course, she's Team Kelly. She's always Team Kelly because we are.
Hey! I didn't say Friday was the worst day. Jeez.
I just got to get my camaraderie while I can before you throw it all back to me.
I actually
again.
agreed with you, but no,
Wow.
to me, Friday is Thursday. Like Thursday's good too, though. We were the first year we, as a vendor, showed up. We were surprised Thursday. There was a lot of people came through on a Thursday. But we'll have if you come to our booth, we'll have, we're with Diabolical. We got stickers and stuff we're selling, some cups and some fun. What
is happening?
No. Jonathan Fald says Wisconsin, not Westconsin, Dave.
Hey, I'm a dumb redneck from Tennessee, man. You go. I do say Illinois.
You don't say Illinois?
No, well, I try not to anyways. But Wisconsin.
Here's the thing. We've been married for so long that I didn't even catch it until you said it. And then I realized.
So I said Wisconsin.
You always say some
Wisconsin.
It's close the way that you say it is Westconsin.
I'll just talk about cheese and beer, right, Erich? Yeah, hosers. I'm sorry, Wisconsin. I'm not making fun of Wisconsin.
Jeez.
Views and opinions of me are just mine.
Yeah,
but no, Super Sale is going to be a lot of fun. The past few years, the weather's just been fantastic.
It's been amazing.
Wow. Our Raptor 24 just coming in savage.
Not Kelly's Raptor.
I'm not sharing any more information with your.
Wow.
Well, I'll just tell your wife she can't share any more information with you. How about that?
Dang. Poor guys out there on an oil rig, and you're like being savage.
Throwing hashtag not Kelly's Raptor at me?
Yeah, because it's not your Raptor.
There was something else. Team Dave's Raptor.
See,
Jeez. Savage. Savage.
Shots fired tonight.
I'm telling you.
There is a cost to this event though.
Yes.
So it is not free.
And it is recommended to do it before.
Yes, you can register before, and I'll put the link here in the chat if people are curious about it. But it's a fun time. And honestly, mom, dad, whoever's the Bronco fan of the family, it's worth, like I said, Pigeon Forge is 18 miles away, and it's the prettiest drive to get from Townsend to down Weirs Valley Road. That's just it. And what's cool about that drive is it can be like 75, 80 degrees at the event. You take the top off of the Bronco and you go down Weirs Valley.
It's like 60.
Yeah, and because it's so shaded and it's cool. And yeah, we've had a blast. So $100, what was we say here? Registration is $100 per Bronco at Townsend Visitor Center. And that does include parking there, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So you can park in, there is event areas, there's club areas. I think, Allie, what you guys are going to have for Michigan Bronco, I think you guys are going to have an area.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Tom. We will. I just don't know where it's at yet.
Okay.
I'm hoping it's somewhere near Bronco Nation. Just because I know they put older gens like in the front of the Bronco Nation like crowd, so I'm hoping we can just switch with them. Just because we were all over there anyway.
Yeah.
I hope this year's it's organized just a little different. Each year they've been ramping it, changing it, trying to do better. And last year was a step up from the year before.
They've been moving all the puzzle pieces to find the right fit.
Yeah.
So as you can see on your screen, your registration includes show field parking for your Bronco, event access for yourself and your family, show and shine entry if you decide to do so, event t-shirt, raffle tickets, $10 food truck voucher, truck and trailer parking pass if necessary. Now the other thing is that if you decide to not park in the field and just want to park in their normal parking, as you can see, it's $10 per day. Yeah. So you don't have to pay the $100 to get there, but I will say that visitor site parking was very limited last year from that perspective, just because there's so many vehicles that attend and people that attend.
They had a trailer issue last year, which they're not allowing trailers to park there anymore. So that's a big deal for them too. So I expect this year we had over 1,200 Broncos supposedly last year. And I think we'll break that number this year. I don't know if it'll be A lot bigger, or maybe it'll be twice the size, because each year we've seen this thing double in size every year. But it's a fun time, and like I said, if the family's not interested in it, mom or dad gets to walk through the field. It's a nice good 5 hours of walking around, checking out all this stuff easily. And then you go over to Pigeon Forge or Gatlinburg proper, get some pancakes. What's the pancake place in?
I can't remember.
There's always a line around that place.
You'd ask me.
I know.
And there, if you,
so I put up the Bronco Nation article. It looks like Bronco Nation's doing a drive on Thursday, Friday, and pancakes on Saturday.
Oh, nice. And one thing to pay attention to is that if you are in if you're in one of your local clubs, check to see if your club is doing a section for parking too. You'll still have to pay the registration, but you can park with your club. I know Michigan Bronco Club is doing a spot. Chicagoland Broncos, Georgia Broncos always does a really big one. And I know that Tennessee Broncos has a spot as well. We will not be parked there. We'll actually be in the Diabolical area. So just kind of check with your clubs if you want to park there. If not, there's plenty of places that you can set up. Highly recommend a pop-up tent. The you know which ones I'm talking about, the show tents essentially that you put up. And weights for your tents.
Ask us how we know about these weights.
Yes. And then when you leave your tent at night,
collapse it.
Take the canopy off and collapse it.
We had a storm come through the last year, and it blew our tent. Yeah, I don't know
how it all the way to Friday.
I don't know if it blew it into their rig proper, but it was definitely in somebody's vintage vehicle that they weren't very happy about. So, and we never found one of our weights.
We never did.
Never found weird somehow missing a weight.
I bought new ones.
We did. But Bronco Nation posted this today or this week. Dave Ducky Booth. Hey, the charity for the channel. It's like, hey, Michael, the charity is me right now.
No, he's saying for the channel.
I saw it. But yeah, I see Laura wrote a nice little article about this. I don't know what their participation is gonna. Do you know, Allie, kind of what their how they're gonna do it this year? Are they still doing the Bronco Corral? Do you know, or?
I would think so. I have no idea.
Yeah. I haven't read. I'm just popping this up, and I have not read this, but
No, I just saw they posted that a little bit ago, so I just clicked on it.
And here's.
I would assume so. They have every year.
Yeah. But if you ever want some, last year they had a nice display. Old Jordan was out there slinging merch, so you never know who show up slinging merch. So just remember that. Could be Laura. It could be a leprechaun. We don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So if it's a leprechaun, maybe there's a little gold in it.
And bring money to want to spend at the vendors too, because you will want to. You don't have to, but I will tell you, you will want to.
I will say yes.
You never have to buy Bronco stuff, but like, is it really a Bronco event unless you buy a bunch of stuff?
It is encouraged.
Yeah, balance your wants versus needs, and your needs are probably gonna be a little heavier that week of what you need for your vehicle. So just
Jordan will not be there. It's confirmed. And
dang.
Once again,
I already texted him yesterday.
There is no gold.
Well, he confirmed it for us.
Jordan, I'm iffy on whether.
Me and Laura voted that he had to go along with. And I sent him
in our booth
Maya and said Maya's the third vote.
Yeah, he can come hang in our booth.
Yeah.
No, Jordan had a little accident. We don't know if Jordan will be there.
Uh-oh. Somebody was out there skiing. He was bragging the last time we talked to him. He was bragging about skiing.
Unbridled Bronco asked, will there be a list of what vendors will be there? Yes. Historically, they do put a list of vendors that will be there closer. Minute, though, right? Yeah. Very, very close to when the event actually happens is usually when they get it out.
Clearly, there's only one.
One shoulder. Now you're like your mama. When your mama had one shoulder.
Hey, I know that pain.
Yes.
Oh my God, I forgot. That was last year at Supercell, wasn't it?
Yep. So
Jordan.
Anyhow, our Raptor says you guys should set up a dunk tank to raise money to get Kelly her own Ranger Raptor. I'll just drive his.
No, cool. You will not.
It's cool. Let's see. Bird Dog Off-Road Adventure says, who wants to hit Windrock that week? I can tell you, we will not be hitting Windrock that week. We would love to.
Yes.
But we will not be able to. There's just too much going on.
Be a little weird. With
Stay tuned. I'm still in some works for an ATN specific thing during that week.
Oh,
so I'll keep you posted. I need to reach back out.
We can hint about. I mean, we can talk about it a little bit.
Our plan is probably that Thursday. And if you are not new to the channel, you'll have an idea of where we probably want to be doing that, but we won't say where. So we'll just kind of rack your brains on where
will we be around good company?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to do not on like a meet and greet, like we're somebody, but we're just trying to have a fun gathering of people, kind of after hours. Maybe a donut cup or two of whatever's in there, just chilling, chilling.
So assertive, Bryce.
Wow.
You will not. Well, at least
you will not
let
drive
Jordan
Dave's
know
Ranger
when your
Raptor.
Ranger Raptor is there, and I'll have them whip donuts in it.
Oh, that would be great.
Sweet.
That would be great.
I am not Team Two Door now. I drove.
So
I
think it was Walt.
I
think it was Walt asked the question about, so Ford will be doing there's two hays I want to handle. Shut up. Walt asked about Ford doing a media drive at Bronco Super Cell. No, they don't. That's completely separate of what we were talking about earlier. So essentially what happens is when manufacturers get ready to release a vehicle, before they release the vehicle to the public and start shipping them out, they will actually have press in where they will have them come visit, test drive it around, get content, get it ready, so that when launch day happens and when they start shipping out the vehicles, that there's already content ready waiting to drop, and so they can get it out to all their markets.
PR works years in advance to get this stuff set up. So that was one comment that I've seen in one of our videos too, is like, well, I mean, they could have just done the PR like last fall. Like they didn't have any trucks built.
Right. They weren't ready. They weren't ready enough.
Yeah, trust me, PR or press, when we go out there, we're looking, not to be mean to the vehicle, but you're looking for imperfections.
And honestly, signs will say pre-production on the vehicles themselves, so that people are a little more sensitive about it. But these drives typically are not pre-production. These are ready to roll, ready to rip, everything else. So like, for example, when we went to Ranger School last year, Ford brought us along and we were able to go to Ranger School, and we saw a whole bunch of Raptors, or we saw two Raptors and a whole bunch of Rangers, but they were pre-production, and we were advised that a lot of things could change before production. So this media drive,
wouldn't even start them up. Well, we got to see one start up, but they wouldn't.
They wouldn't let us record it.
TFL got in trouble because they
in trouble, but they were said, no, you can't do that.
Well, they got the guy to start it and rev it a little bit, and they got video of it, and they were not supposed to do that.
And so the guy was told, no, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what the media drive is that we were talking about. So that's completely separate from Supercell. It just happens to be Ford.
And what was part two?
Part two was, let's see, Rev Nation welcome in and asked if we are not doing Nissan anymore. So we are still we are doing all brands. It just happens to be that this is Ford Monday because
on a Tuesday
we have two Fords in our driveway, and a lot of our viewers like the Ford process.
The Bronco brought us a lot of Ford viewers, and we've grown to,
this started as Bronco Talk Live,
and we'll be honest about the brand, but we've kind of grown to like their quirky little cars, and so we thought, hey, we'll just dedicate a night to them. And if Jeep wants to pet the dog here a little bit, I'll do a Thursday night Jeep show. Come on now, come on Jeep. But
wow, our Raptor getting savage tonight. Dave, tell Kelly who wears the pants in the house.
Well,
here's what's funny is we both wear pants, and it depends on the topic as to which one wears the pants in which situation.
We're pretty good.
We're 2024.
Marital Nation here. We're pretty balanced. Of I'm alpha in certain situations, and you're alpha in certain situations. And
a quick little Marital Nation quip is that we had his dad over, who is 80 something,
83, I think.
83, and
warnings.
Yeah, and you're getting warnings.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's going to be quickly. So we're sitting there watching the football game, and he turns over to me and he goes, Kelly, I really like what you did with the couches. And I said, well, Dave actually did them. And he was like, well, I really like what you did with them. And then for those of you that have been around a while know that we were at one point going to be moving in with Dave's dad and sent our son over there instead. And anyway, so he actually had said, before you move in, I think we should get a steam mop because I think it'll be good for us. And I looked at him and I said, you can get yourself a steam mop. Like, we don't have traditional, like, if we see something needs to be done, one of us will do it. It's not a, that type of thing. So it was just funny. Michael Nice says Kelly's salary brought the pants. So we're actually pretty even now, salary wise, depending upon if you look at the other extra, like
year-end bonuses and stuff.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that's a little marital nation for
you. If this show would continue to get bigger, we would be equal pants because we would just do this.
Yes.
Allie, what is how was Texas? So I know you're over there panicking about weather. Well, because I know
Sorry,
you may
I'm texting my cousin next door.
Oh.
So
Allie may have to dart. So I would like to, or she has
no,
to.
we're good right now.
Do you have a basement for one thing?
Kind of. I have a bi-level.
Sort of. She's got like a half basement, I think, because you're in a triplex or a
bi-level.
triplex. Tri-level, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
the dog and you will be somewhat half safe.
Yeah, she's like passed out in the hallway right now. I don't know what she's doing.
Wow, she is not like our dog. Our dog would be like up here, be like, Dad,
no,
there's a tornado coming.
About storms, like at all. The dog could like completely sleep through it and like not know what's happening outside. Texas was a lot of fun. Everyone had a blast. I'm super tired still. But we had like 20 Michigan Bronco Club members. And
did y'all get a group picture of everybody together or?
Yeah. Hold on.
I've got I'm on the Michigan Bronco thing, but I don't see.
I posted one and it got buried.
So click on her name.
Oh, man,
go up.
I don't wanna.
But no, it was a ton of fun. Both Lauras went. Laura Zielinski, Laura Vasson. My customer Jenna was with us. And the day went really smooth. I think everybody was really impressed with how everything was laid out. Yeah, that's all the Michigan Bronco Club people.
That's awesome.
So that was super fun. It's funny. The two guys up in the right corner are actually from Canada. And I had a message from them and he's like, please plan another one. I'm like, one took a lot of work to try and coordinate.
Right.
And I'll have to buy another Bronco to be able to go again.
Right.
Which isn't out of the question because I am going to get a 25. So, because Bucky now has 52,000 miles on it.
She spilled the goose.
No, she said this for a while.
No, that's good.
Really
I've even posted about it. I mean, I've never kept a car this long since I've started working at a dealer. Like 2 years is a long time. Like, I'm shocked.
Is that Laura out front in the pictures?
Yeah,
it is. So Laura came with us, but she was there to actually have fun and not work.
Don't zoom too much. Her eyes are closed.
Her eyes are closed.
I have like 8. But it was super fun. Everyone had a good time.
Good. Where's
Ace in this picture? I see her hubby, but where's Ace?
I have another picture with Ace in it. And then some other people disappeared because I don't know where she was. She was like parking cars or something.
Ace, for those that don't know, is Amy Clouds. And then her husband is Mike Clouds up in the upper right-hand corner who runs the Texas Bronco Offroadeo. Yeah. And they're amazing people. Amazing.
It was so fun. I mean, I'm very lucky because I got to go for 2 dealer events. I went to the ladies off-rodeo, and this was actually my 4th time going there.
Dang, she's gone more than us now.
I know. It's so fun. I love it. And the thing is, like, I've now picked up something that I can work on every single time.
That's awesome.
Like my left foot braking.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't left foot brake.
I really wish though. I know you're the TikTok generation, but the up and down video.
I have
it's
both.
reels. It's reels.
I know. I'm just being funny. But it looks like that's Amy there, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Who's driving here? Is this you? Not 4-door.
That was my customer Jenna.
Oh, okay. So was this their first time kind of off-roading then? Or?
Yeah, this was Jenna's first time. So this one you put it in M1 and your cruise control, and you put your feet flat on the floor. This Bronco will buck 2 times and lift its wheels like in the back, and you definitely freak out for a second.
Yeah.
We have one video on here that one of the soft tops actually closed because he tipped forward so far. But no, it's crazy to see like what these things can actually do. And we had 6 people who have never went to a Michigan Bronco Club event and or have never off-roaded at all. And it just gave them a whole confidence level to be able to do this. And that's the main point of this, honestly. Like, I was not planning on taking my Bronco when I ordered it. But, like, Mike completely changed my mind on the whole thing. And I fell in love with this car. So it's one of those things where if I can change one person's, like, experience of, like, having no off-road knowledge to wanting to do this all the time, that's all I care about, honestly. Like, it's so fun.
Since you've been before, you did the dealer, so you didn't get to do the full day, right? The dealers were pretty in and out.
Was it a 4-hour?
No, it was a whole day.
So y'all did, okay.
Oh,
I know
nice.
But we had to break up our days between Bronco Sport and Bronco.
Okay.
So, like, we got to drive both of them, but then my second dealer event, I got the full experience for Bronco. And then for Ladies' Day, again, the full experience for Bronco, and now this one.
So how do you feel they've done since that was what 3 years
Evolved.
ago now? How is this Texas version? How is it
They
evolved?
keep jamming more and more into the day, and I don't know how.
That's awesome.
So, like, I've done different trails twice now. Because again, like, as they keep driving these trails, they have to keep fixing them. They do a very good job of preserving the land and not wrecking them with the Broncos. Because again, they partnered with Tread Lightly. So they practice the basics of taking care of the land, leave it better than you found it, all of that fun stuff. But it's one of those things that the people that have never done this before, because there's only so much you can cram at the dealer. Like, unless the dealer has an off-road spot, like, you're not going to know what Swave Artist Connect does. Like, Bill Peedle, he went there, and he never knew what that really did because he never saw, like, a demonstration. He is now trading his wild track for a Badlands.
That's awesome.
Team Badlands.
Just for that alone. I know. That's what I tried telling him. So it was really
I'm amazed.
cool
the Wild Track's such a flashy name, which it's not as capable. I mean, if you just the
actually that's Bill sitting there on the rock right there.
Nice. But to have that sway disconnect and all that means a lot, man.
Yeah, so it was super cool. It was a lot of fun. I think everyone had a really good time. As long as, like, I just want people to try and utilize Offroadeo.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Ford, and honestly, Ford needs people to do that, or they can't continue to do these things if you know, because I know the hype's down a little bit on this, but that just because the hype's down and you have zero off-road experience does not mean that you need to that you don't need to go get the experience. And I know early on I was kind of poo-pooing on this a little bit just because I've said I'm an old dog, probably not going to learn new tricks. We sent you down there. I like to send Kelly out, go learn, you know, from experts like Amy and them. And I know you came back really excited with things you didn't know that, and we'd had the Bronco out and things you just didn't know about it.
We actually went off-roading the week before.
That's right.
I went to Texas. So it was definitely cool to get that experience before and then learn at Bronco Offroadeo and then remember some of those things as you go off-roading by yourself.
And that's the thing, like, I'm such a hands-on learner. Like, I need to physically, like, do it to be able to have it, like, stick to, like, remember it. So doing something like this, I know is super beneficial for me. And like Jack said, like, that was his first time ever doing anything like off-road. So like the fact that you can do it kind of in a controlled settings where you can learn mistakes, like learn what you shouldn't do. Like, what I like is like these trail guides are out with you, and they give you the chance if you want to spot, you can spot somebody. They'll teach you what to look for on the ground, like where people are hitting. Is there a bunch of metal shaving somewhere? What are the what are the tire marks doing? Like all of that stuff is really cool to kind of point out of like how you're picking your lines.
Is this the one that's on the screen right now? Is this the one that we did where we were climbing to the sky when we went to Ladies Offroadeo?
Yeah,
Okay.
This is Texas two-step.
So Becky Cotton was my passenger when we were doing this, and Driven Wild Outdoors. And Becky hadn't really either hadn't off-roaded at all or hadn't really done much before we went to Ladies Offroadeo. So I took her as my passenger. And so we kind of divided the time. And so I said, hey, when do you want to drive? She's like, if it's okay with you, I'll start the morning. And they had told us that they were going to like grow the day and make it more difficult as time went on. So she did the morning, and I did the more complicated stuff as we got into the afternoon. And I did this, and Becky goes, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you did this and not me. And I was like, well, it really isn't. It just is more intimidating than it really is dangerous.
Well, I'll be honest, I've seen this in many videos. I've never been to this place, but I've seen it. I've seen what you did. I would say the volcano thing at Hollyoaks is probably more inclined than what this is. Like the Hollyoaks one would be more intimidating.
The magma.
Yeah. Than this.
It's actually not. The pictures and video don't do this one justice.
Yeah, this one doesn't do it justice. Like you are literally straight up in the air. Like how
I mean, it's similar to your idea of what you're thinking. It's very similar, but yeah.
You know how you would know? Then the Bronco has the I forget what they call the meter.
Oh yeah, the degrees and stuff.
Yeah, I forget what they call it. Not a barometer, but it has a weird name like that.
Well, what's interesting about this one? So this is that part where I was telling you where I was going through, and I had told the guy, I was like, I looked out my window and I said, "Oh, I see what you're about to make me do," and he just laughed and he's like, "Uh-huh," and I was like, "Okay," and because he knew that I was a tenured off-roader, he took me probably a little bit more of a challenging way to get in there. But you don't see it right here, but right before this is like a bunch of drops, or at least it was when we went. I don't know if it's changed due to the terrain and stuff, but yeah, so it is definitely a much more challenging obstacle that you wouldn't think that you would take rookies in.
Is this kind of where they end the day? Like this is the big finale?
This was like the
it's towards the end.
Yeah, this is the second to last for us.
Do they still do the Baja course little deal?
That's in the early for us.
Yeah,
at least it was
that's the very last thing that you're doing.
So they're still doing that where you get to rip on it a little bit.
Oh, so they put it at the end instead of the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, because that would be the fun part for me. I don't want to go rip on this thing like I got to.
When we went to Raptor Offroadeo.
Yeah, that I would do that again.
I know you would.
I would definitely do the Raptor one. Definitely. I'm like, okay, I feel like I've experienced a lot of this, but the desert running was for me.
What's cool about this though is that you're not driving your own vehicle.
Oh, 100%.
Now, granted, you're not going to beat it up because you don't want to beat it up, but at the same point, you've got tenured guides that are guiding you through all this stuff. But it is nice that it's not your own vehicle that you're taking.
Yeah, and Jess from Rebel Rally, who was partnered with Melissa, is one of the trail instructors at Texas.
Nice.
So to you Bronco Sport people, go see Jess because she will have the best time.
Well, and the building itself it's nice. It's really cool. Of course,
it's very cool.
You can get all kinds of little gear and stuff there. What I think it includes a water bottle or something when you do it.
Yeah, I got a brand new Yeti.
Nice.
Love
but it. Looks like everybody was prepared for the day here in these photos.
It's easier to be prepared when the weather is not 105 degrees. It's a lot easier to be prepared.
This side of my body is burnt. And I have one burnt arm, my lips were burnt. Yeah, it was great. It felt so nice though.
Yeah, when we went to Ladies Offroadeo, it was 105 in the Texas July, and it was really hot. And for those of you that don't know, I like to off-road in Chacos. So like I took my Chacos, but I also took boots because I know that I can get away with that just because I know what I'm getting myself into. But I definitely highly recommend boots for the Texas part because the cactus and everything else that you just don't know what you're getting yourself into.
Well, so there is a somewhat of a cost to this, right? I know it's included, but there is a little bit of a cost yet, right, to this?
Yeah, there's a $150 reservation deposit. So like you will get that refunded as long as there's no damage to your Bronco.
Right.
And there's a $50 online reservation fee. So when you go to do it, it's $200. But as long as you don't wreck the Bronco, you'll get 150 of that back.
Well, but hell, if it includes these water bottles, hell, these things are expensive.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure you just pay for the water bottle.
Right.
At
Right.
that point. But it's one of those things, and I know you have to pay for a guest. It's like $400 or $500 now. I will say, like, for the day itself, if I am a new off-roader, it is well worth it to go. Just because it gives you the confidence, it gives you the tools. Because even being myself a dealer, I can't go over half of this stuff with you. Because
Right.
you're going to tune me out 15 minutes after I hand you the keys. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So having this set up there to where like you're in a small group, they go literally mode by mode and teach you about your rear lockers, about donut mode or trail turn assist or whatever you want to call it, sway bar disconnect. You get to see this go through water and see how it kind of just pushes the water. You learn about your breakaway angles. Like it's just I think it's well worth it, especially if you're new to this like I am. So I just think it's super fun.
Yeah.
I am not sick of it yet. So.
Well, Jason Leopold just sent us over his view of the 25-degree incline there. So yeah, that's pretty good.
No, that's at Mount Magma.
Oh, that's Mount Magma. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, that doesn't look like what I just saw.
No, that's Mount Magma.
I'm telling you, I think that might be a little worse.
Maybe the degree, but the whole obstacle itself.
No, I'm sure the
definitely...
obstacle, the obstacle's fun, but I feel like this one, because you really are pretty straight up.
No, that's literally what you're looking at when you're going up.
Yeah, same idea.
You see nothing but sky.
Yeah, there's nothing. I will say Mount Magma at Hollyoaks really kind of freaked my shit out because you don't know, if you've not been up on top of Mount Magma, you don't know what you're driving into. Yeah. And so it's a little, it's pretty stressful the first time going up it because you're like, how much room do I have to turn once I get up there before I start going back down again? So it's pretty intense for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm jealous. Y'all got to play in the warm weather a little bit.
I was just happy for the warm weather, honestly.
Well, clearly you took some of them home with you because y'all had.
Yeah, and I'm paying for it now. So.
Yeah, now you're gonna pay for it. Which one would you do next? If you ladies got to, you both
hold tight. Jack Evans says when we did the two-step, the cluster read 27-degree pitch. So Mount Magma is a little at 25. So is
2
it
degrees more?
2 degrees more?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Trying to think how that works.
Yep.
So just a smidge. Interesting. Anyway, sorry. What was the question? Dave?
If both of you both have done
Moab.
So you've both done Texas now. Where would you go
next? It's a toss up between New Hampshire and Moab. I really like Moab because it is, it's a bucket list.
I would go to Moab for the views, but you have to understand, like, when you do off-roadeo in Moab, you're not doing the iconic trails. You're not doing, I don't even know the names of them.
7 Mile Rim.
Yeah. So it's one of those things that, like, you follow a specific course and, like, you are in public land, so you could run into other people and things like that. I like that Texas, like, the reason I like Texas is because, like, their course starts with them kind of breaking everything down to you, going mode by mode. You don't have that opportunity for as long at the other locations, for what I've been told. So Texas, I feel like it's more hands-on. Once you've gone to off-roadeo and, like, learn the basics, I would then go to the other courses.
Yeah. Gia's right, though. New Hampshire in the fall. Yeah. That would be pretty.
I really like the idea of New Hampshire, for one, because I haven't been up to New Hampshire, but for two, I think it's most comparable to the wheeling that we do
Probably
in our neck of the woods. So that's why I'm kind of tossed up between New Hampshire and Moab for the next place, because we've already done Vegas.
New Hampshire would be like Michigan Wheeling, honestly.
Yeah. And you've been, which locations have you been to? You've been to Texas twice?
Only Texas. No, Texas 4 times.
Oh, okay. So you've not been anywhere else, just Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it sounds like everybody had a good time. I think probably everybody gave you high fives and stuff for helping organize that. So
yes.
And clearly, you know, Bronco Offroadeo would probably like you to promote more of those. So
I know. I know. I don't think they're very mad that I did that. But no, I mean, it was a great. I got several compliments through emails over the last couple of days, just thanking me.
Well, taking a crowd that's sort of familiar with each other. Maybe not everybody is, but you bond as a group going through that.
Yeah, but they know of each other. They've had a conversation. Like Jack and I have never met before. Like we got to meet there, and he even said he's like, the only reason why I did it is because like I kind of knew you guys. Right. So it was like more beneficial that way, and it's like.
I'm sure for the people doing it though, like you organizing that big group like that, the group somewhat they're bonded already a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Versus that, you know, it's fun for them because it breaks up. You know, you get the people that won't talk to each other probably in some cases, and so they have a fun group that you organize to kind of have fun. It's probably fun for them because I'll be honest, I've led enough people around that sometimes there's not fun people to lead around.
Yeah.
And for them, they're going to still put on their smiling face and just, you know, which we did too for our event.
Mm-hmm.
So but they really did appreciate.
And Allie, you said you got lots of emails.
Yeah, from people at Ford, from people at Bronco Nation, just kind of all over. So it was definitely cool. And it's like, I don't do it for that.
Yeah.
It was cool to be acknowledged for that. But it's like, I do it because I know what it's like to be the newbie. I was literally forced to go to these events by myself. So, like, I know what it's like to go by yourself. It's very intimidating when you don't know
100%.
people. So it's like, again, if I can help a couple of people, that's literally all that I want.
For sure. Nelazar has a good point. Says counterpoint, as a new off-roader, learning etiquette on an open trail was nice. I can see that. I can totally see that because I'm sure it freaks you out a little bit too. And honestly, those that have never been to, and this is not off-rodeo based, this is Moab wheeling based, that it can turn dangerous very quickly.
Stress
because
can get you in trouble.
Well, stress can get you in trouble, and two, wide open spaces, you don't know that there's a drop off to the side if you're not paying attention to those tire tracks on the trail and things like that. So it's definitely something to pay attention if you ever do find yourself in Moab off-roading. It is a completely different experience than anywhere else in the country.
Yeah, so like Jack said, best weekend ever. I had 2 messages from people saying that was the best day of their life so far.
That's awesome.
So that part was kind of fun.
Well, and of course, Laura doesn't have. I think Laura could be at a funeral and still have fun somehow.
Don't say that.
I don't mean the people she knows.
Dave.
I'm just saying, like the worst. Okay, we'll say this: the worst downer of a place that you could be, and Laura's still like cheerful and bouncing off the ceilings, just having fun.
I mean, like Walmart.
Oh God, I can't. We were doing like introductions, and the girl just kept giggling, like she would not stop. And then Amy was laughing so hard. She said she snorted because Laura couldn't get a sentence out because she was just so excited to be there.
And those that don't know Laura, she doesn't drink any caffeine at all.
No,
none.
This girl just
no coffee, no Monster,
God.
No energy drinks, nothing.
How do you survive?
It was a really good time.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, cool.
Wanted to get this one in here. Andy in his $4.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Dave says balanced on camera. Kelly let him live. Nothing, or saying nothing different.
Right.
Well, so
some days
sounds like a 10 of a 10 weekend.
For sure.
I think that's a lot of fun. The big one now is for me is if we're going to do anything with Ranger, you know, are they obviously not basic Ranger, but with Ranger Raptor, I know they do for F-150. They'll
probably put it with the F-150s.
But that would be fun. Let's see. I'm ordering a Ranger tomorrow, and it says it could be 7 months before I see it. What's up with that? I don't think it's going to be 7 months.
But if it is, don't kill Ford for it because they still have to build them.
Depending. So if it's a normal Ranger, the production they're cranking in now. And I remember Tim Bart's with Long MacArthur. There wasn't but 3,000 orders for normal Ranger. Now dealers will kick in on that too, but there wasn't a lot of. It's not an enthusiast vehicle. Like there's going to be a huge demand where you can't order one. So I would think you're going to wait a few months. I would think. Allie, any thoughts on that?
Once they're launched, expectations.
I think people are just kind of waiting to see them and drive them. Honestly.
Well, so with this guy, he said his dealer said 7 months wait if he orders tomorrow. I don't think so. I think early summer.
It's because they've been on hold for so long as it is. We just have no hope that they're coming.
Right. So
honestly, I would probably say 3 to 4.
Yeah, Donald, and curious which one that you were ordering because I did a build on the XL and I was surprised XL that you could get a rear locker with that thing. Mm-hmm. So if you're wanting an off-road style vehicle for $420, you get a locker. And I think my build was still under 40 grand.
Yeah.
Nobody else right now, you really can find a truck that capable for under 40 grand. So I thought that was a big deal.
Now that you just said that, they're going to do a price hike.
Right. Yep. Probably. Well, that's coming. That's coming at some point anyways. So I've got to do it, Kelly.
But if it's Ranger Raptor.
Now that's a whole nother animal. And you're probably not just ordering one. You're trying to find an allocation. Yeah. So we are still on Ranger Raptor watch here on the channel. So if you're new to the channel, I ordered through Allie with Brighton Ford in Michigan. We ordered, we got an allocation for a Ranger Raptor. And
Dave's number one with Allie.
Well, technically I'm number two,
number two, but number one.
But so we're on Ranger watch currently, and no window sticker just yet. But I have a feeling in about a week and a half we'll see a window sticker. It's usually about 7 days before the truck goes into production.
Between 7 and 10 days, typically.
Those pop up, so that'll be something exciting. And I'll do a whole new video on breaking down the window sticker because there's a lot you can actually learn about your build from the window sticker. That's kind of coded. That if you don't know, then you don't know. So that's where we're at with that. Nothing too exciting. Trust me, I'm at the point now where I check this about every day.
That's fantastic, Randy.
But as soon as you guys find out, if you don't follow us on social media, especially Instagram, I'm sure I will post a picture of the All Excited post that, or either that or on Threads or TikTok. Not TikTok, but one of these social medias.
Cincy Cycles, welcome. Yes, we did get the shelter green.
So the deal was because Ford initially kind of screwed up. It was going to be a retail order, then customer orders, and Ford kept flipping around. So yes, we ordered, technically kind of had 2 out there, even though I think they only have 1 allocation. And was like, we did, what was the Azure Gray?
Azure, yep.
Or the shelter green. And I'll be honest, I was leaning towards shelter.
I was leaning towards Azure.
And we really like that color. It's a great color in person. And I wouldn't have been mad about it by any means. But
that's good.
It was $1,000 extra for that color. So, but Allie surprised us and said, "Hey, you're getting your green."
And I knew about it before Dave did.
She did. And they didn't save it as a surprise for the show.
What? Why don't you make Allie feel worse about it?
No, because I like it because Allie was like, "Damn it."
I didn't even think about it. And then, so Jason actually just asked me a really good question on Facebook. He said, sorry, I'm throwing Jason under the bus now. Just kidding. Do we have to sign up ahead of time for the Bronco Nation stuff for Bronco Super Celebration? No, there are no signups for this stuff. You literally, they will post the schedule of the drives. You literally show up to the drives you want to go to, and you just follow everybody.
At least historically, that's how it's been, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm skimming it, and I'll put this in the chat just again. But where Bronco Nation has their little write-up.
AKA just follow Allie's Bronco because I go on all of the drives.
That's right. We can't ever get Allie to hang out.
Shut up! I was just about to say that.
No, we're trying to do one of these live, so at some point we'll have to get Allie to sit at least for 15 minutes, sit still.
Right.
Good. That's that one.
Also, if you're kind of like, hey, where did these shows go? I like to rewatch these or watch them down past. Remember, these move after we air this. It gets locked down and it goes to All Terrain Nation Live. So it's our.
Oh, Jordan said there are signups with caps on capacity.
Oh, we'll see. Look at that. Cowboy Jordan is on the case. What was that? Something about not free?
No, it just says they're not a free for all. Supply is smaller than demand.
Yes. No, they crammed a bunch of people in the corral last year.
Well, and I think it was drives and stuff that filled up too.
I wonder if they're doing any live broadcasts. Or if the new crew, they don't know about me yet. Maybe I can sneak on the show.
Yeah. About the live. So they do move over to ATN Live because we have to do that because for those that don't know, the YouTube gig essentially is that the algorithm doesn't always like to play nice with these longer shows. So it kind of messes up with statistics. It also kind of stops the gauge of the audience. It kind of stops pushing it out and things like that. Plus, we want you guys to have one location to be able to go and watch if you have time to listen.
And if we can ever get that channel monetized, this will just be on that channel. So,
yeah, just in general.
But you know, we appreciate all the super chats that come that way. So the only way we can do that is on this channel for right now. So also Patreon, if you guys are interested in supporting us, we do have a Patreon. And I feel so cheap selling myself on this stuff. And hopefully, guy, you seriously believe this, but it's just unfortunately part of the gig. It seems like to have to pimp your ride, as it were. So here is our Patreon, and if you choose to support us that way, we do each one. So we have members here on YouTube.
Yep.
And we've been trying to do little things for each one, kind of make them special. A lot of times I'll do some write-ups over on the Patreon, and I try to break some stuff. The members here now on YouTube are getting videos early, especially if it's Ford related, because a lot of our members are Ford members or Ford people. And so we try to launch those videos a few hours before they go live that way. So,
and if you are a member on YouTube, be sure to fill out the form with your contact information in there, because sometimes we do send a little swag your way, and we do want to make sure we have all that information available. The link, it may be buried, but definitely check it out.
And I think we finally got it all out, right?
Yeah.
High five. Woohoo. We started that before Christmas, by the way.
Patreon. Yeah, Patreon's all out. We've got some. I want to take a look at our members on YouTube and things like that and see what we can put together for y'all.
And you need to go over to Allie's YouTube channel and subscribe.
If you haven't already done so.
If you have not, especially her Instagram, you need to go, and her name, it's right there on the screen. You can find her, Allie, that way. And show her some love on the old socials. Allie's working hard to make sure everybody loves Bronco. So.
No, I'm just obsessed and I have a problem, so it's fine. But I know what the problem is, so is it really a problem?
Well, I mean, addicts are still addicts, right?
So let's end on this. I'm curious, since we'll end on Bronco. Allie, so at one time you wanted a Raptor, and Ford took care of that problem for you.
Bronco Raptor.
The Bronco Raptor, and they jacked the price up so high that it's just not feasible at the time. You said 25.
Now it's all my stuff. Now it's really not feasible.
Yeah, but you said 25 might be the next one. What's your plans? I mean, what do you look at? Would you stay the same, or
Badlands?
You just gonna refresh, or just
another Badlands?
Okay,
Badlands Sasquatch.
I'm gonna do Sasquatch this time for sure.
I've taught you well.
I've taught you well.
I've influenced you well.
But see, here's the thing. I think I would also swap my. Again, I don't know what's happening in 25. They haven't released it to dealers yet.
There's such BS going out there right now. Oh, 25s are getting this and that. And you're like,
I'm like,
nothing's confirmed.
I haven't heard a peep from inside the plant. So
no. But I would do Badlands again. But I think I would swap my Everglades wheels over to the set. Like, again. Yeah. If they're sticking with the same wheel, I don't love the Badland or the Sasquatch wheel, so I would swap it over. I like the Wild Track one with the black heated rim. The silver is okay. Like it's not that I like hate it. It's not my thing. But I would do a Zero Gray, obviously. And Lux package.
Yeah, that Lux package, damn it. I was actually telling somebody that.
I love my Everglades wheels. I literally love them. So I got a new sticker made. Actually, I got 3 new stickers made. And I made sure he included the Everglades wheel.
Nice. Probably last question of the night. Valley Dude 5000. Allie, what is your favorite F-150 trim?
Ooh.
Trimmer for me all day long. F-150 trimmer. I just don't like the price they're getting at.
I don't know. I like the Lariat Sport.
See, I like that. I like that orange.
I'm bougie.
With the trimmer. I just like that grill in that new 24. And have you guys got any 24s?
Yeah, I haven't seen. No, they're not released yet.
I've heard some dealers they're starting to trickle out.
Nope, don't have one.
Oh, actually, I have two last questions. I'm sorry, I lied. Do you see Rangers joining Supercell or having their own, or are they too outside the toy segment?
Trucks are weird.
Totally different thing.
Yeah,
trucks. As people, we used to have an off-road event that we did not for Nissan, but with Nissan Xteras.
Mm-hmm.
And when the Xterra was dying, we were like, if we want to keep this going, we'll bring trucks in, the Nissan Frontier. Those two crowds are completely different. Just truck and off-road SUV.
He was driving a Frontier. I was driving an Xterra at the time, and
we didn't like each other. It was weird.
Not at all. It tested our marriage a lot.
But we had a couple truck guys that were interested in kind of off-roading, but a lot of the trucks, it seems like, not pooing on it, but there was a bro dozer crowd that wanted to build it up and they look awesome. They wanted all the shiny parts, and those guys are not taking those things off-road to scratch them up.
But there definitely still was they're very extreme modifications typically in the truck version. So like we had the same brothers that pretty much won our rock challenge every year, because we held a rock challenge where they had to
rock
crawl it in a certain period of time, and they won it most every year back to back. But they both had hard bodies that had been highly modified, and modified cages built on them and all sorts of stuff. But then you also had Xteras that would try it too, just for fun, but completely different. But everybody got along. It's just that they're just totally different modifications being done to vehicles and things like that.
It's just different crowd.
I don't see it coming together.
And even the Ranger Raptor, I'm curious on this one of how that's going to work, because the Ranger Raptor is not that truck is specific. Now it will off-road, but it's not going to be a rock crawling beast.
Right.
That's not its bread and butter. Think of the F-150 Raptor. I would never take an F-150 Raptor to a Windrock and expect to go up all that stuff, even though it could do it, because your front rear lock, it could do it. But I don't know. Just, I don't see those crowds, kind of working out together.
For sure.
Hell yeah, Cincy Cycles trimmer.
Last question. Did I read somewhere the Bronco price increased?
Yes.
That's coming.
Yes.
It happened.
Well, last year, I think three price increases last year alone, I think.
This one's only $500.
Oh, just 500.
It's funny. We actually got in a whole discussion with my dad, and they were in this week or last week about the cost increase and things like that. So it was definitely an interesting conversation. For those that don't know, my parents are retirees from General Motors, and so I come from the GM side, and this one
they're retirees from the UAW that just so happened to work for General Motors.
They're big UAW fans, and no knocking of anything, but just there's definitely a different mindset of the old school folks that worked in the plant for years and years and years. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, lots of fun there. Allie, anything you want to promote before we end this thing? I'm sure you got videos or something you're going to work on.
I'm working on them. I'm trying to recover. I did do a poll if I should do a YouTube video, and there was over 100 votes for yes, and that was one of the most votes I've ever gotten. I'm like, well,
nice.
shit. I'm
nice.
All right.
You just remind me. I was going to close the
Oh,
show
good
without
call.
without ending the poll again. So Kelly,
Are we
what was the poll?
surprised?
No,
Right.
I'm not even surprised.
Will we see the Ranger Raptor before or after Supercell? And final count is 62% said you'll see it after.
Probably. If not,
Of 47 votes.
I think it would be fun to have in our booth at
Yeah.
Supercell, but if not, it's not the end of the world. I'm not stressing
All
over
I'm
this.
saying is that Allie's leaving on the 16th.
So Ford, what we're saying is we need it before the 16th. I'm still trying to sell a Mustang, so if anybody needs a 2024 Mustang,
Yeah.
We'll give you the hookup.
Valley Dude 5000 says any updates on Allie's dog?
Yeah.
Any
She's
updates on
back
Maya?
to being rabid wolf dog. So she actually has an MRI in a week. Just to kind of see how the tumor has progressed. She has some symptoms that are not great that I just kind of keep off of social media.
Yeah.
Just because like
She's
I
got a
had
crack
someone.
addiction, right? Cocaine addiction. She's got a cocaine addiction now. Just
Yeah.
keep that off socials. We don't talk about
Yeah, that's what it is.
it. Somehow she's an addict.
Don't know how it happened, guys. But no, I just don't want them to pop up in a year if she's gone. And it's gonna be hard enough. Like,
Yeah.
I was talking to someone about it because like they just lost their dog. I'm like, I feel like I'm grieving my dog, and she's not even gone yet. But like, I know that it's coming. And some days are harder than others for her.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things.
As somebody who lost a child, Allie, I totally get it. You grieve way before. You'll still grieve after, but you grieve.
Oh,
way
for
before.
sure. Oh, I already know that I'm screwed.
Yeah.
The loss of the future, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I've been out of the house since I was 18. I got her when I was 21, so she hit like all the milestones with me. Like they always say, you have like that one dog or like your soul that like that's her. So like I already am well aware that I'm screwed, and I had this conversation with my dad. I'm like, whatever dog I get next, like it's gonna take me a minute to like get one. I'm like, I feel bad for it because that dog has like the biggest shoes to fill. And like obviously like I love animals. Like it's gonna be spoiled rotten, like regardless. But it's one of those things that it's like that dog has the biggest shoes to fill and he doesn't even know he has. So it's one of those things.
Gonna be a boy next time, huh?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I've had two girl dogs.
Okay.
So how's the cat?
See. Fuck the cat.
And on that note,
so whether it be two-wheel drive,
four-wheel drive,
or any effing cat that I don't know, man. This has been your Ford Talk Live presented by nobody. Hey, we're looking for people, and we're out. Peace, everybody.
See ya.